So, authentic branding. Authenticity is the heart of your true self. So, at Prospology, again, something that we are really, really in love with doing is providing the space and the experience for the individual to find that for themselves. We're not prescribing, we're there to support. We've been through it with a lot of students. And so we want the student to get to the point. Oftentimes you're coming from, a situation that you have outgrown, or you're coming from a work environment that you didn't feel seen or valued. And so that has to be processed in order to move forward in a positive way. And that means getting some of that out of the way, not pushing it aside, but actually mining it for what is valuable and meaningful and how you actually felt about it. And then being able to get in touch with your imagination in terms of what you would like to see happen. And so we can't really start creating what we would like to see happening in our imagination unless we have come to some sort of peace with what is the past. And it will keep informing us, but we want to move out of the sense of, like, I tell students all the time, it's like you could end up being the same boss that you had in your previous job if you continue the same habits and patterns as you're building your business. So you want to give yourself that openness and that freedom to explore until you can really imagine it. And then we want to bring the imagination and that vision down into a feeling sense. So we try to get that going in the program with students right away so that they are heading in a direction that they can feel and understand is relevant for them. So we like to let have you allow your mind to wander to, what if I set it up like this? What if the name of my company was this? What if these are the visuals that I use to inspire myself? All of that, we like to get down to a deep point where it's relevant for the student as they're creating something new, and let them feel into it and synergize that with, the different information that you'll be taking in. So bringing that vision down to earth with your feelings, feeling into the vision that you have in your soul, making it vibrant and alive and true for you. And sometimes you're going to reach periods where you feel fear about that. And then we're there to support you in, finding the meaning in that feeling as well. And what is that connected to, so that can be included, but not a block or a stagnation or something that is holding you back or limiting you. So it says you can almost touch it even before it happens. That is a big key to what I try to do with students in the program. And that is to start really feeling it, envisioning it, imagining it. And we've had many, many examples of students reaching that point and doing that critical inner work, and really speeding up the process by which they get to where they want to get to. But it's not about speeding up to get there. It's about paying attention and really honoring the feelings that you're having and the vision that you have, the values that you have, and what you want to see happen. So find your brand voice by building a strong internal foundation, all of which I've been talking about. Really learning to observe, trust your internal voice, what it's telling you. If you learn to listen to the internal voice and to your intuition and allow it to guide you, I feel in my life, I found that it really never steers me wrong. When I don't listen, that's when I look back and I think, that little voice in my head told me that, but I didn't listen. I didn't pick up my raincoat, or I didn't take the right turn when I wanted to. There was a reason. So there's this distributed intelligence that we can tap into in order to support ourselves. So that's a matter of taking ownership of your thoughts and your responses, and to build strength of character through this process of reflection, where you're getting in touch with your intuition, that little voice that keeps telling you, I'd like to do it this way, or this is what I imagine in my mind when I see my website. I want people to feel this way, or I feel this way about it. This is what represents the feeling for me. That's really important in your brand. Securing your internal commitments, prioritize values and visions that compel you to commit. So again, very important to know what those are for you. We can't extract them from other people or just mirror them in other people or follow what other people do or the way that they do it. There's a way that you do things that no one else will do the way you will do it. Values and visions may be shared, but how they come together in order to compel you to commit to that future you're creating is completely unique to you. So deeply integrate these into your brand identity and your business practices. How do I feel about what I'm doing? How do I want others to feel about what I'm doing? How do I feel when I'm doing what I'm doing? That's a big one. I mean, if you're not enjoying it and it doesn't bring you excitement, everything won't be exciting and joyful. I'm not saying that, but there needs to be a felt sense of trust and excitement and motivation and curiosity. Everything doesn't need to be nailed down. There's a lot to be said for exploration and curiosity and trusting that. So hold yourself to your most valued standards. And we do this with students as they're building their brand, as they're building, figuring out what their niche is, as they're working on their website, as they're working on their bios and their LinkedIn profiles. We want it to really be infused with who they are and also to have aspirational aspects to it. So again, everything is not nailed down and in a box and neatly contained and trying to keep it still. We want that room for aspiration. These are the things that are important to me, and here's where I want to go with it. You can go wherever you want to go with what's important to you and what you're building.